What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing another 2023 NBA mock draft video, and in this one I will be talking about, of course, who I think the Miami Heat should, actually select. And there's every right that this pick could potentially get traded to a different team, but I actually think there's a player who's fallen down to this pick who might be a bit of a jump pick. You could possibly get him at like 25 or so, but I think Miami might take a little bit of a leap of faith in him and draft him at 20 here. That actually happens to fit a major positional need for the Miami Heat in the power forward position, who is currently available right now. Of course, before I get into who I think that player is, I would just like to say that this is, of course, going to be a clip from my official 2023 NBA mock draft video. If you're wondering why I didn't take another player with this pick, or a player you thought might have been better suited off for this Miami Heat team, I definitely would highly recommend you go and check out that video. It's just because, again, I might have already taken that player with a higher pick by a different team. So if you go and check that out, you'll be all caught up to date with kind of everything I've got going on right now in the 2023 NBA draft and whatnot. But yeah, I guess without further ado, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below, and let's get straight into it with who I think the Miami Heat should, of course, select with their first round pick in the 2023 NBA draft. Now, moving on to the last pick of this, what I've got going on right now, I've got the Miami Heat, and I will actually be selecting Noah Clowney, who has definitely been kind of said to be a bit more of a project player, I think, going into this draft. But if we're looking at Noah Clowney, I actually think he really fits in a lot of what that Miami Heat team needs, and that's just a power forward. I mean, they've been playing Kevin Love at power forward, and they've had a bit more success. I think Kevin Love actually had a 20-point or so game the other day, which was pretty impressive for the old fella, and he's actually looking a lot better than he did with the Cleveland Cavaliers, this first half of the season. He's looking a bit better with this Miami Heat team right now, but I think they need a power forward like Noah Clowney, who can just come in and take some of the heat off Bam Adebayo. I don't think it's truly appreciated how underrated Bam Adebayo is right now, because Bam has to do so much. The Miami Heat's backup centers are pretty bad. You got Dwayne Dedmon there, he's average. He's definitely just an average player. And you look at their power forward depth, for most of the season, they were playing one of the Martin brothers there, who's definitely not a power forward. Even though I really like him and I think he's a good player, he's a small forward. So they went out, got Kevin Love, but I think that's a bit of a short-term solution. I think Kevin Love next season will, hopefully for their sake, just be a nice role player off the bench. They desperately need to find their starting power forward. I think they can do it in free agency. I always thought they should have never let Jay Crowder walk. They let Crowder walk to bring in PJ Tucker. I thought that was a weird decision. Crowder went to Phoenix and played well there. Now he's at the Bucks. I think Crowder would be a cheap option who you could bring back to try and start, but if you want to bring in a younger dude, Noah Clowney actually would help. He's a 6'10" guy who's an extremely good rebounder, it looks like, so he'll be able to take, I think, a lot of the pressure off Bam Adebayo when it does come to rebounding here and there. It's being said that he's a pretty decent defender, but a really nice, solid shot blocker. Pretty good athletically and has a good motor, can definitely go the game there. His biggest pro, though, seems to be he has a lot of potential at being a really good defensive type of rebounder. I think I would like to actually compare him to a bit of Jared Vanderbilt from the Los Angeles Lakers. A guy who's a pretty average shooter, but definitely makes up for it with his extremely good hustle and terrific defense, but can also get a really nice board and even play small ball center. I definitely think as Noah Clowney gets a little bit older and progresses his game, he could very much take this to the next level and I think help out this Miami Heat team. Some of the weaknesses that's being said, though, is that he's not a great ball handler, and he can be kind of prone to the good old turnover here and there, which isn't great. He has sometimes that undisciplined defense by giving away a foul. But that's what I'm just saying. This guy's a bit more of a kind of a project player who could be very good in the long term. And then some people say that his shooting does need a bit of improvement. But my theory and the way that I'm thinking about this is, if that you're the Miami Heat, you don't need a guy to be an extremely good shooter. You don't need a guy to be a good ball handler or anything like that. You just need a guy who can come in and help Bam Adebayo out. Give this guy a bit of a chill pill to not have to go, you know, off every single game. A guy who can help out when it does come to rebounding. A guy who can help Bam guard the power forward and center position. A dude who can maybe switch from there and whatnot. And of course, just get the rebound and be good defensively. Of course, I do think the Heat need maybe another shooter or two, but they've still got players here and there like Martin and like Kevin Love now and like Hero who have really good shooters. I still think maybe adding a dude like a Jay Crowder would be a smart decision, so you don't have to start Noah Clowney just yet. But I don't think it would be the worst idea to give a dude like Noah Clowney, a young guy, go at that starting power forward position where he can come help rebound, he can come help, you know, of course, be really good defensively, which is what the Miami Heat system is known to be for quite a bit. But of course, just to develop alongside Bam Adebayo and just give the guy a hand, because yeah, Bam's next best option at that power forward and center position are Kevin Love and Dwayne Dedmon. Two dudes who are well past their prime and don't exactly move that great out there on the court. So bringing in a dude like Noah Clowney, I think actually makes a lot of sense and helps them out, especially in the long term. It's a positional pick that makes a lot of sense, and you're giving a young kid a go who has a lot of potential, you know, in the league. You don't have to start him straight away. It's an option, but you could maybe bring in a dude like Jay Crowder, who you already know fits in with your team. He literally helps you guys get to a final series. Really good defensively, underrated defender, and a good three-point shooter. You can start him, maybe bring Clowney off the bench, and he can watch Jay Crowder and how he plays his game and maybe develop into something similar. So of course, I would definitely really like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you guys agree with my mock draft, or do you guys not? I would very much like to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe to my, my gaming channel and my IRL/vlogging channel, and check out my podcast as well, which will be down below if you haven't already. I'll be linking them all there, but most importantly, just comment what you guys think and whatnot. But as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.